Good Breakfast Show indeed. So much excitement in our studio this morning as we're celebrating tourism, exploring our world and our country, and then also exploring some issues in our own backyard. Domestic violence and the fight against depression are all very real issues in South Africa. And although a fictional novel, local author Nirvashnee Naidu's Footprints on the Moon manages to bring the light to these problems in a uniquely woven story centered on the dysfunctional relationship. Well, she joins us this morning in our studio to discuss her debut novel, the inspiration behind it, and also where we can find out more about her. Nirvashnee, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here. Now, before the break, we were talking about those real issues and things that we need to speak up about. I always say use your talent for good, and here you are writing about it. First things first, tell me about the novel and how you got to the genre of fiction. Just tell me about your novel quickly.
The novel follows the story of a young woman embroiled in an emotionally abusive relationship. It follows her fight with depression through the years. She's emotionally battered and she's so self-consumed that she doesn't even realize the devastation she's causing to the people around her. Years later, however, the truth comes to light, and she realizes the devastation that she caused before. Things unfold in the most dramatic way, and then you ask yourself, is it too late for her, and is it too late for the people that she lost along the way? With regards to the genre of fiction, it's just something that I'm comfortable with. I read a lot and I read fiction, and having never written before, I had to choose something that I was comfortable with, and I was comfortable with fiction.
I'm inspired by the fact that although a fiction novel, you touch on really real issues. I mean, where did you draw inspiration in shaping the characters and the storyline?
Real issues, yes. Gender-based violence, domestic abuse, depression. You don't get more real than that in South Africa. I can't say that I consciously drew inspiration from any particular person or any particular incident, but I think subconsciously I drew inspiration from every single person I've known or I've heard of who's had to suffer these battles. And I think that's the thing about inspiration. You never know that you're consciously being inspired.
I'm thinking of authors out there that actually want to experience something before they write about it, or like you say, you tap into different people's stories and you put it together in your novel and that forms a story. But give us insight into the main female character. I mean, she goes through so many challenges and changes, and how difficult is it to write about someone that's undergoing so much change? I mean, what does that process involve?
Well, firstly, to say that she undergoes challenges is such an understatement. She battles depression, she battles the conflicting emotions that she still feels for the man that broke her. I think it became easier for me because I think as women we feel each other's pain, and I became emotionally involved with her, with the character. I became her, I became a mother, I became her sister, her best friend, and then it became easy for me to articulate that because I started writing from my heart.
Tell me, why is this novel, even though fiction, dealing with real issues, why is it important for the South African women to read it?
Because if we as South African women don't try to make a difference, who will? The stats are staggering. Every day, 3 women are killed in this country by
someone
an intimate partner.
Yes.
She doesn't even have to leave her home in order to be killed. And I think in South Africa, as women, if we have a voice, we should use it in a way that is socially responsible and socially conscious. I've got a very small voice right now, but I felt the need, even through fiction, to write about issues that are real and relevant.
Okay, well, it is definitely relevant. Footprints on the Moon. If you want to read, nirvashneenaidu.com is her website's book. Thank you so much for joining us in our studio this morning. And I must add to this, your voice is not little. Just the fact that you're speaking up about this is amazing and great. Because we've got so many people watching this Feel Good Breakfast show this morning. Nirvashnee Naidu in our studio. That book again, it's her new book, Footprints on the Moon. This is your Feel Good Breakfast show. It's time for the news.